Hello, welcome back. A couple years ago I made a video listing off some dinosaur games I thought were worth looking out for. Of the ones I mentioned, none have been released since then, though we do have some updates and I'll get to that later, and there were of course some that I just forgot to mention in the video. One of those was in my pinned comment, and that was Dino Blade, which did come out a couple weeks ago. In a way, I'm glad I never mentioned it in the video, because then I'd be 0 for 1 on recommending games. I don't want to say that Dino Blade was outright shit, but it was definitely disappointing. I've been going back and forth on whether I want to talk about it on the channel. If y'all want it, then I probably will, but otherwise I think I'll just let it sit for now. Anyway, we've had a lot of announcements, and I've stumbled across a lot more games since last time, so here's another list of the dinosaur games that you should be keeping an eye on in 2026 and beyond. No survival sims again, so don't expect those. Starting with some updates. The Lost Wild, which in my last video I was unsure of its development state, has finally been given some big news during the E3 period. Not only did we get a new trailer which looked pretty good, but the release date is now set for 2027, as well as confirmation that it's coming to PlayStation 5. I know that some of you won't have a PC for gaming, so if I know they'll be on console, I'll mention that. What interests me the most, I think, with The Lost Wild is that they're focused on making the dinosaurs feel like wild animals with behaviors that you can study and plan around, as opposed to monsters that will constantly attack and chase you. If they really can pull that off, I can easily see this having the potential to be one of the very greatest dinosaur games ever. I'm not trying to give myself expectations that are too high, but I have a lot of faith in what I'm seeing for it so far. Clever Girls also got its first demo last year, took longer than expected, but I did play it once it came out. Had a decent time with it, it's charming, hard to get a grasp on how the overall experience will feel without getting a proper taste of the narrative though, so I'll be looking out for whenever they drop another demo. I'm pretty sure that they implied doing a second one, but I don't think there's any news on when that's happening. The existing demo is still available for you to play if you want to get a feel for Clever Girls. I'll have that linked in the description, as well as any other demos for games I'm talking about here. On to the new appearances. Theropods is a point-and-click adventure game where you play as a cavewoman in a world full of dinosaurs and other beasts. It seems to have its sights set largely on puzzles and narrative, with a rather pleasing pixel art style that you can witness firsthand in the demo. Not that you'll need to wait too long though, because Theropods is actually dropping on the 20th, which I think by the time I post this is going to be tomorrow, where I'll probably be trying it out in the first week of release. Zid Journey is a sequel to GNAW Adventure, a game that I have never played, but I have played the demo for this one, and it's pretty nifty. It's another point-and-click adventure following a dinosaur of unknown species, journeying north with a baby Daspletosaurus in an attempt to find members of both of their families. You'll meet many more creatures on the way, some having their own unique cultures and ways of interacting with the dinosaur world. I think one of this game's biggest strengths is being almost entirely geared towards children, which we don't get much of these days with all the realistic simulators and horror games, while not being restricted by that audience. It's still a very cute and charming experience at any age, and one that I'm excited to see more of. You're gonna notice a trend as we go through these of games with 2D art. Personally, it's just what's interesting right now. GNAW is a dino Metroidvania about fighting off freaky mutated beasts in an attempt to stop the apocalypse, and it's coming to all of the major modern consoles, so everyone except the mobile gamers are going to get a chance to play this one. You're in luck too, because of all the demos I tried for this video, this one was definitely the one I enjoyed the most. The main character feels really fluid to control, the animations are full of personality, and the combat is pretty fun. With the exception of some growing pains, I had a blast playing this. I urge you to check out GNAW, probably the most out of any game here, since I feel like the demo proves that it's good already. So either go check that out for yourself, or just keep an eye out for it later in the year. Next, we got Terrible Lizards, also coming to Xbox and PlayStation. Listen, I know that a lot of people are sick of mascot horror games right now, but even if I don't think that the trailer sells it, I have to be true to my heart and say that I'm a little excited for this. It's a dino horror game being worked on by the JT Music channel, dude. Come on now, the idea of that is just funny as shit. Besides, it's not devoid of any promising elements. The focus on parkour could make for some pretty interesting chase sequences and map design. Footsteps: A Paleo Tale is a game that just popped onto my radar this week, and I am immediately invested in what they've got going on. You're going to follow Araho Navis through prehistoric Madagascar, documenting her journey from a baby to being a mother herself, experiencing the beauty of the world and avoiding different threats. That's right, we finally have another game set in a specific Mesozoic location. This is huge. Hopefully it won't prove to be a cursed concept. We don't have much to see from this game yet, but the concept art is just beautiful. If the game itself really looks like this, then I am strapped in for that release day. It looks fantastic. Dino Run 2 is a 2D running game and a sequel to, well, Do I even have to say it? Once again, have not played the original, so I decided to give it a quick play for this video, and yeah, it seems like a solid little game. This new entry is going to include multiplayer, where you can compete against other players, show off your creations in sandbox mode, or duke it out in Dino v Dino combat. You'll be able to make your own custom homestead full of decorations and secret trinkets. There will of course also be many more dinosaurs, both in the background and as new playables. More biomes, weather, and even more eras to play in. The Kickstarter is over, but they are still accepting late pledges for stretch goals, and you can get early access to Multiplayer Sandbox by pledging. The only cautionary mention I have this time is for Goodlands, which is a cutesy fossil digging game with visuals reminiscent of a short hike, which I love. This will probably come out, there is confirmation through the Discord that work is still being done on the game, but I don't want to outright hype it up due to the 1 year gap between any actual news or updates, and also the fact it was meant to release like half a year ago. That said, if/when it does come out, this could be a pretty sweet game, and a good one to just relax with if you've had a pretty chaotic day. And that'll be all for now. Hopefully by the time I do another one of these, I can actually have some wins under my belt. I'm sure that Prehistoric Kingdom is getting tired of carrying Paleo games on its back by now, and it's getting closer and closer to its full release, so the hype for its updates is not going to last forever. Well, until next time, thanks for watching.